That trade proved to be torturous. It was about an hour and a half in duration. We got out at 85.75. The low of the move was 83. You can see that almost off the screen here. 83. A lot of cross trade here, a lot of cross volume. We'll wait to see a retest, what happens there, and what the tick chart looks like. Everything looks negative right now. And that trade was interesting. We had the original 92s, and remember we got stopped out in the 8 period exactly at the retest of 2 ticks over the high. 95.50 went to 96. Our stop was 96. We got out of the market, and then of course the market retraced all the way back down to where we are here, and we were able to get aboard at the 89.75s, which was a little premature. The market went back up to the 92.93 area. We saw some consolidation up there. We were able to better our position, which is something I haven't done a lot in the last month. I did a lot in January, but it looked like an opportune time to do that today, so we did that. Worked out well. We got the 89.75s offset for break even, held the 93s down to 85.75, took the profit at 85.75. I initially was going to wait to this area down here between the 80 and the 82, 2 points below yesterday's low. There could be some stop running down here below the 83, so 82.50s, but we didn't wait that long, considering we had that 8-point loss this morning, which was unfortunate. We decided to go ahead and take our 14.5 points, so that offset the 8 points, and left us with a 6.5 point gain going into the afternoon session. So, that's okay. We'll take a break, produce a snippet, get it on the web, update our analyzer, and take a break. You can see we're in the tail on the January 22nd and 23rd. We're in the 8-period buying tail, and we're in the area where initiative buying came in the I period and took us up to the recent, well, not the recent, but the highs in the end of January, early February. And this is a real important area to hold if we do test the 8-period low, which is 67, or the G period low, anywhere between the 67 and 70s. It'd be really interesting to see if any initiative buying comes in here, or whether there's no initiative buying, and that could mean we're headed down to the 1220s from 2006. So we'll keep an eye on this action today for sure. We're going to take the 84.25 short too, 84.25. Our stop is 89. The market rallied here on a little bit of volume, but not nearly as much volume as the column that just went off. 41,000 went off at 12.05. The column at 12.05 is off the screen now, with a negative delta of 6,700 contracts. This up column traded only 28,000 with a delta of 4,400 contracts positive. So it was less volume and similar highs, so that was good enough for me to take a short. Also, the New York stock tick chart is trading at the standard deviation above the mean, and the majority of the trade today has been below the zero line. So we have 2 big blue lines on this chart back here. Roll that up. That's the area that 1280 to 1285.75 that I anticipate having a consolidation within, a little above, a little below. That's why our stop's above the 85.75 area by a couple points, in case it reaches that. Go back to our chart here. And we'll see if we can retest the bottom. If we get back down to the 80s, we'll probably take 8 or 9 combined points on this trade. Trade the consolidation, let it build and see which way the market wants to go, maybe in the afternoon session. We're going to move our stop down to 87.75. Still sticking with our position from short 84.25. It needs to hold this area though. If it breaks above this area, there's a good chance we're going to get stopped out. We're going to move our stop to 87 now, move it down a little bit. Now we have less than a 3-point exposure on this trade per contract. As we move down toward the 1280, we'll bring the stop down close to break even. The G period just opened up. Well, we're right up here around our stop. Might say could better the position up here. We did it successfully earlier, except we have a hard stop in at 87. Everything still looks negative. We'll stand tight with a hard stop on this one. I almost betted the position in the 86s though. The only thing that stopped me was it's only about a 2-point differential, 84 to 86. I don't like that. If it's above 3 or 4 or 5, you know, if you get caught on the wrong side of the trade, you know, that's a little bit more comfortable. But, you know, you get in just 2 points above our original entry and you're on the wrong side of the trade and then the market pops up 5 points, then you got a problem. So we're just going to stand by with our 87 stop. Let the video run here a minute. See a lot of cross trade happening here. It looks like the New York stock tick chart is drying up. We've had some higher lows in the period since noon. That could be a warning, although we're early in the lunch hour, so I mean I'm not heavily weighting this trade during the lunch hour. Our initial goal with the 84.25 short was only a couple points, and we almost had that when we went down to 81.75. But we didn't get out at the 81.75. Could have got filled 82.25 for 4 points combined. So we're just going to hang tight here. There's a block of trade from the 10 o'clock hour that, actually there's 2 blocks of trade from the 10 o'clock hour that took us down a bit. The first one at 10 o'clock, ending 10 o'clock, ended at the 90s and started about at the 92s, so from the 90s to the 92s. And then there was a secondary block from about 91 to about 93.50. So that 90 to 94 area, I don't have marked on the chart. I have 92.50 marked to about 95. That area, the yellow line, you can't see it, it's on a different chart, is an area that we have our eye on. If we do get stopped out of this trade, we'll look at that area. So far though, we haven't hit 87. If on this retest we don't hit 87, I would think then it would attract some sellers if we can't get past this 1872. There's only 2 contracts by comparison trading at that price. I would think that the market would attract some sellers, and you know, we could be on our way back down toward the lower end of this consolidation in the 80s, 81 area. See what the comparison is. These 3 price levels. 86.50, 86.25, 86. We have a comparison to 65, 195, 167, 19, 18. This isn't going to be enough to push us over this high unless the inventory completely gets pulled by the locals. G period has been relatively light in volume from the opening of the period. Pause the video and see what these guys want to do. Here we have a retest from, again, 2 contracts traded at 86.50. When it was 1800, willing to trade passively at the ask, absorbing all the selling. Excuse me, I should say, absorbing all the buying interest by passively sitting there at that price at 86.50, absorbing that buying, allowing the market to just sit there and talk. We're going to hold the video and see what we do here. You can see him hit the bid now, a little activity here in the 1248 column, a little activity here in this current column. So we'll hold on to the trade and see if we can't test the lows here. There we go, they're going to hit the 87s. Another good breakdown to 83. Believe that on that trade. 83 was it. stop, 87, we're out. We're going to take two more short, 87. 87.75 short too. Finally, they're hitting the bids from our 87.75 short. We're going to hold on to this trade for about 10 points if we can. We just moved our stop down to 86.75. That'll guarantee us 2 points. Move the stop down to 85.75. We'll guarantee 4 points on this trade. Yes, out. 77 and a quarter. Yeah, 77 and a quarter.